Welcome class, this is Kris Haskins with the realestateroundup.com, and I'm bringing you another flip tip today. And before I get started today, just want to ask you real quickly to take a few seconds and subscribe to my channel. If you like the content below, share this content. If you are not interested in it, you can possibly help out somebody that's interested in getting involved with the real estate business. Hold on, let me get this little thing here. This is what I have to deal with. I want to make my daughters happy. So what we do, we got a little dog. He's I don't know what he is, Jack Russell mix or something, but we got him so we can, I want to see a smile on my baby girls' faces when they get home and at night when they go to bed. And that's the dog that they wanted, and it keeps them excited. So not only do I get to teach you real estate, but I get to dog sit during the day too. So welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Today's training is going to be on how I get the U.S. government, or how I work with the United States government to pay off my mortgages, to pay my mortgages down, pay them off. Not only do I work with the government to pay my mortgages off, but I work with the United States government to get monthly income from my rental properties. We provide a service to the government. In return, they pay us very well to house tenants for them. I'm going to show you exactly how I got the government to pay my mortgages off. All right, and you can do it too. Now, before I get into the training, I got to get inside your head. I have to get inside of your head because I'm in the real estate investing training business, but I'm really in the mindset and the thinking business, because I got to get you to think differently before. If you don't think money, the money won't stick to your hand. And I heard that many years ago. But before we get to our training, I'm going to show you how I get the government to pay rents for me, or to pay my mortgages down. I'm an amateur. I'm an amateur at the Bible. I'm an amateur at the Bible. But I've got to quote this one verse here. There's nothing better for a person than that he should eat and drink and find enjoyment in his toil. This also is a blessing from God. Now, I just want to break it down. What hit me real hard here is a man to find enjoyment in his toil. Enjoyment in his toil. Now, what does that mean? Well, how did that hit me hard? Because I've got coaching clients across the country here, and I see a lot of recurring things, a lot of recurring issues that happen with them. And I would have to say the top 10, matter of fact, maybe that'll be a good video I could do, the top 10 issues or problems I see with my coaching clients. But this one here is, they get frustrated with the process. And the Bible is saying that we should find enjoyment in our toil. Now, what is toil? I want to break that word down to you, because you might not really understand what toil means. And I don't think any of us today are even experiencing anything that's close to be considered toil. But let me just tell you what the dictionary says. Toil is to work extremely hard, to work long and strenuous, fatiguing labor, to have exhausting physical labor. That is toil. Now, I would beg to say, I could bet you that if you're watching this video, then you probably don't have exhausting physical labor every day throughout your day. Toiling, I'm gonna kind of give you an analogy to the real estate business. People get frustrated when they look at 1, 2, maybe 3 houses. They make an offer and then they say, Kris, I've made 3 offers. I can't do it. I'm not in a business. I can't get this thing done. And I'm like, dude, I might have looked at 30 to 50 houses before I even had 1 or 2 offers accepted, or maybe even 60 houses. So consider it a blessing, and it's going to happen here. You have to find some type of way. Look for it. Tony Robbins says, find a reason to find enjoyment. Look for a reason to have enjoyment in your work. Enjoyment in your work. You have to find a way. You have to sit down. Don't look at the glass half empty. Look at it half full and say, what do I enjoy about this process? What is it? What could it be? Is it that you like being out and about, looking at houses, interfacing with people? I know for me, the real reason I'm in the real estate business, and I haven't told anybody this, not even my wife, is because I enjoy talking to people. Like, a bad day for me, or like hell for me, would be locked up in an office by myself just working. I need to be interacting with people, contractors, title companies, attorneys, sellers, different coaching clients. That's what lights my fire every day. So I enjoy the game of going out and interacting with people. So for you, I don't know what it could be, but you have to find a way to find enjoyment in looking at houses, because I promise you, 1, 2, 3, 4, even 10, maybe even 20 offers, if you make that amount of offers, you may or may not get a deal. You know, we may or may not. I've seen people make a few offers and get a deal, but you know, you've got to figure out a way to not get frustrated and be what the good book says, and I'm an amateur, find enjoyment in your toil. This is a blessing from God. Okay, so I'm not gonna beat you with my Bible today, but I've gotta, you know, as I age, I see that good book has some good knowledge in it. All right, so let's get to our training about how we are using the United States government to pay our mortgages, all right, or to collect rent from a government tenant. Now, there is a program out called the Housing Choice Voucher Program. The Housing Choice Voucher Program. It is, I'm going to presume, probably in every city. It's always been in every city that I've been to or I've lived in, so I haven't had a problem with it. But as Ron LeGrand would say, you can do this in every city but yours. Every city in the country but yours. But all you have to do is Google Housing Choice Voucher Program. Housing Choice Voucher Program in your city. Google it. Number should come right up. Okay, now, it used to be called Section 8. Used to be called Section 8. Now, this is for people that own rental property. If you own rental property, or if you're interested in getting into rental property. I remember years ago when I bought my first townhouse, I was thinking, you know what? I enjoyed living there. I didn't like paying the $1,000 a month mortgage. All right, so I was doing something that today people are calling house hacking. House hacking. Buy, renovate, buy, repair, refinance, repeat, whatever it is, however the millennials are calling it. All right, so it's called house hacking now. All you do is buy a property, 3-bedroom, what I did, and then you hack up the bedrooms and you rent out each room. All right, so when I first rented my property, my roommates were paying all of my mortgage payments. I did that not because I learned it from somewhere, but I just didn't want to pay the mortgage. I wanted to use the asset that I had bought to put money in my pocket, you know, instead of taking money out. That's what an asset does. So the good thing about if you own a property, you can put it up for rent with the Housing Choice Voucher Program and still live in it. So once you put it up on there, and I can show you exactly how to do that. If you want, matter of fact, I'll give you the website. You can go to gosection8.com, gosection8.com, and that will be it's for the full United States. There's some municipalities pull directly from that list, and some you have to actually go down to the Housing Choice Voucher Program and put your property up on the list. But I can show you exactly how to do that. And what we do is we offer this service to other property owners too, because it can get a little intense. All right, now I'll get to that in a minute. All right, you got the Housing Choice Voucher Program, AKA used to be called Section 8 years ago. What they do is they provide a monthly payment for people that are signed up to get subsidies. All right, that's all they do. They don't do any tenant screening. They don't do background checks. They don't even draw up the lease. They don't care if your tenant's clean. So all the Housing Choice Voucher Program or Section 8, all they're gonna do is give you a monthly payment for the tenant. And what I did was, while I was still living in my townhouse, I put it up for rent through the Choice Voucher Program, and then people started to come look at it. So I was still living in it. People would come, and then when I had an applicant that I liked, I chose that applicant, and then I would get ready to move, and that applicant would come in, so I wouldn't have a big gap between where I was paying a mortgage and that had a vacancy. All right, so the first step is you have to list your property for rent with the Housing Choice Voucher Program. Now, one of the best things about the program is if the resident loses their job, if the resident or the tenant that you're renting to through the government subsidized program loses their job, then the government will pay all of the rent. I tell you, one of my biggest headaches starting out in business was I felt like I was going to Las Vegas every month. The first of the month, I felt like I was pulling one of those slot machines just to see if my rent was going to come. You know, is this rent going to come in? Is that one going to come in? And every night I would just, first of the month, I'm like, damn, I don't know which rents are gonna come in. So every day was a gamble, but not anymore, guys, not anymore. If you're on the Housing Choice Voucher Program, and I'm gonna read 2 letters, I'm gonna show them to you on the screen there. These just came in, all right? So what happens when your resident loses their job, I'm gonna read it to you. Dear blank, I'm gonna show you their name. That's my company, Block Builders. Pursuant to Part B, Section 6 of the Housing Voucher Contract, it's the Housing Choice Voucher Contract, this will serve as a notice that the contract rental amount will be $1,200 at the participant's recertification right then, whatever that is. The participant's portion will follow. Housing assistance payment, $1,200. Participant portion, $0. So this lady literally lives rent-free in whose house? In my house. I want to repeat that. This lady lives rent-free in my property. So they pay me the full $1,200. And what do? I pay my mortgage, pay it off till it's paid off. And no money out of my pocket, no money out of your tenant's pocket. What are we doing? We are providing. I remember Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. So I said, listen, I have I call it affordable luxury housing. I've got some of those. Affordable luxury. Does that even go together? I'm balling on a budget. Is that what it kind of sounds like, right? So I've got some 3-bedroom properties that were very nice. And I said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of playing lottery every month, wondering if my rents are coming in. Let me offer my rental properties up to the government, some of the government-sponsored tenants, government-subsidized tenants. Let's see how it works. And ever since 2005, it's been like water for me. It's been so smooth. However, I gotta preface, you cannot just put anybody in there. You have to do a strenuous background check to verify cleanliness, because I have done some home visits. What I do is I visit the applicant's home before they even move in. So I've been to some roach-infested places of tenants that are on the voucher program. And I've been to some drug users, smokers, drinkers, hoarders. So you don't know what you're gonna get. I'm telling you, every time I go down to the office, they can't stress enough. They even have a class that the Section 8 office makes you take, and it says, all we do is pay the rent, period. All they're gonna do is pay either a portion of the rent or all of the rent. So don't count on them. If you got a problem with your tenant, if you got a beef, don't count on them to jump in, because they ain't gonna do it. All right, the next one here. This is another letter here. Something happened here. Was it change? Got a change of income notice change of income from one of my residents. Dear blanket Block Builders, that's me. Beginning March 1st, 2018, the portion of rent to be paid by the family will be $0. And the portion to be paid by the Section 8 program will be $1,300. The family will also receive a utility check for $1,600. So, and why is this? If you look at the bottom down here, you got a check by a decrease in income. And I'm presuming maybe she lost her job. But what used to happen to me when my tenant lost their job, it was, oh, woe is me, the owner, right? I'm not getting any rent ever again. You know, they're gonna hold those dollars back for them to either find a new place, eat, pay their bills. It was just a nightmare whenever my tenant lost their income. But when a government subsidized tenant loses their income, it's a good day. It's a great day, because now the government will pay all of it. So you don't even have to worry about the tenant paying anything. Now, this is not for everybody. If you are broke, I don't want you buying any real estate yet. You don't need to be a landlord yet, because yes, I do have to do repairs. I have to make sure I call these pretty rentals. Pretty rentals. I do ugly house rentals too. That's my seller. Remember, we've got different streams of income. I call it different legs. This leg here is going to be with my pretty houses. All right. So on the pretty houses, you got to do repairs. Now, repairs might cost me $1,000 a year, with 10%. But on my ugly houses, that's my seller financing, my land contracts, and my lease purchases, which we'll get into all that stuff on another video. We don't do any repairs. None. Zilch. As a matter of fact, I did a deal today. We didn't even put a refrigerator in the property. All right, so this is how I get the United States government to pay rent directly to me, pay my mortgages down, over time pay them off, And it's like clockwork. First of the month, bam, 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 bam. It comes right in, guys. And I promise you, you can do this. Very simple to do. However, once again, everything in real estate is not as easy as it seems. It's simple, but not easy. It's simple, but not easy. Just like network marketing, right? Simple, but not easy. So the grind on this, like Damon John says, rise and grind. The grind on this is you got to manage the tenant, make sure they're happy, because it's not their money you're getting, it's the government's money, but they're just responsible. They're the gatekeeper for that money coming in. So you have to make sure they're happy. I make sure all my Section 8 tenants are very, very happy. I make sure I'm on top of repairs. And matter of fact, last week I had a refrigerator go out. We're going to give the lady a gift card for her food, and we're going to give her we already gave her a new refrigerator the next day or two. So things happen, get on top of it, because they're the gatekeeper for your money coming in, and you don't want to piss them off, because they can make trouble for you. They can get kicked off of Section 8 and things can happen. But this is how we use the United States government to pay down our mortgages, right? So we can offer this service for you. I can help you get your own setup if you want, but you gotta have some time to screen these tenants. What I do is I do a very, very thorough screening of all my Section 8 tenants, right? Because I don't want anybody coming in tearing up my house. You gotta make sure the people moving in. And that's where a lot of my coaching clients and a lot of people, investors, drop the ball, in my opinion, from what I see. They think that they can just put the house on Section 8, take the first tenant that comes in, call it a day, get the rent, and forget about it. If you do that, you're gonna be in a headache. Those are how I get my property management properties, how I get houses to manage. Because people think they can just throw anybody in there, even if they're on the Section 8 program. You gotta be real strict with who you select to be, I remember my mentor calls it, these are your employees. So you gotta interview them, see what they are, see how they smell, see how they smell, quote unquote, not literally, but figuratively. Make sure they pass the smell test. All right, and that's where the rubber hits the road. Takes time. You got to get out there, meet people, meet these tenants when they come, get to know them, do an application, find out their background, why they're moving, how long were they at their previous location. We want people that stay for long periods of time, right? And we always do 3-year leases. I don't do no 1-year leases. I do 3-year leases. I repeat that. I do 1-year lease with an automatic 2-year renewal, okay? We don't do 1-year leases because I don't want to have to worry about people moving in and out. Causes a lot of stress on properties when they move in and out. All right, so get out there. If you have a little bit of money, if you broke, don't be buying no real estate. I don't want you to be a landlord yet. You need to have some savings before you become a landlord. Okay, Kris Haskins with the realestateroundup.com, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.